Hello and welcome. This is an example of a course that I created using Canvas LMS. Right now we are seeing the teacher's view. So you notice here, these are all closed out. So this is not going to be present in the student view. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in 1 second. So you notice it's a more clean look. So we want to make sure that we avoid cognitive overload, right? So I'm going to leave this view. Just wanted to show you that really neat feature for now. And I'm going to go ahead. When we think of Canvas LMS, we are really working with a blank canvas, right? That it's by the definition. And it's up to the creator to come up with the content, the visuals, the fonts, colors, and themes. Here, I created a banner, and this is all grid. That's how we want to think about Canvas when creating content in the design feature. So this is a banner here. I posted pictures of quotes and move on with my content. This course is a management basic, a look at communication, feedback, and employee development. This is based on the Big Five theory of trait psychology and how we manage and react to tasks and whether we're introvert, extrovert, and the scale, the range. So this main page right here talks a little bit about the course, and it really gets into the goal of the course, what to expect. So the next step is the completion modules 1 to 3. And I created these buttons using PowerPoint, and I uploaded them as pictures and put them in a grid. So the introduction, it sets the tone and it lets you know that your learning experience begins here, learn about the course objective. Then we move to management basics, communication, feedback, and development, and course review. The reason I did this is because Canvas tends to keep going forward by clicking next and next and next. And I felt that it was important to signal to the learner to stop, pause. We're going to introduce new content and evaluate you on new content. And we have an overall course review as well as an introduction. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go to my modules here. And you notice that it's segmented in a specific way. We have the introduction, the pre-work basics, module on communication, feedback. And if you notice, these is set for prerequisites that you have to complete one module before you are able to begin the next concept. And then we conclude by the course review. So let's go ahead and start with Get Promoted. With the introduction, we use banners, graphics, titles, quotes to grab attention. We wanted to achieve a nice, welcoming environment, an environment that is not stressful for managers. So hence the use of graphics, but we also wanted to avoid it looking very childlike, right? We didn't want to do that, but we didn't want to seem intimidated by using graphics of executives or business people in a business setting. It's just very welcoming and very low key. And that's why we use the font and the colors to create that feeling. This is the course learning objectives for this component. We're going to click next. All of these are hyperlinked, so it will bring you back to the home page. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to continue to management basics. I'm going to click next. It talks a little bit of the content, learning objective. It's very important to create the sequencing and the pacing when creating learning content, as well as stating what your objectives and goals are. An article that is embedded into Canvas, which is neat. You don't have to leave the platform at all. It explains to you. And a personality quiz. And then we embedded here an Adobe Captivate module. And then I'm going to show you there's a separate recording that you're able to see that. I'm going to move forward and I'm going to continue to the next module. The best way to communicate, learning objective, and so forth. So it follows the same sequences. It follows the same theme throughout. So the learner knows exactly what to expect every single time. We use the words banners, click on the articles. I developed a little frame for the articles to give it a little bit more personality, a design feature. This here, time to pause and reflect, providing instructions, signaling, and then we take a pause break with a video. Give the learner a little bit of a break from just reading the text, right? And a little bit more interactivity, which is very important when talking about e-learning content. And we follow along with the next component here. And then for this, how to formulate feedback, I really loved how this page came about. The video is right here embedded. Again, this is a grid that you don't see, but it's designed that way. You want to think about a website when you're creating a website. When formulating feedback, so here we're reinstating the video, what Leanne Renninger is explaining, but we simplified it in a very simple format using the information she provided. And feedback. Netflix Culture Explained. What is feedback at Netflix? This is kind of more of a case scenario. It simplifies and humanizes the learning experience. So it's not just this abstract concept of what culture it's like at a different company. It's very specific. And it's a real life example that we all can relate to and like as adult learners. One really neat thing that I did with Canvas, and it goes on and on. One really neat thing is that if you go to settings, and if you want to import course content, this is how I imported the Adobe Captivate. So we import course content, and then you could do it as a zip folder or a zip file. And then as you could see, these are all my zip files from Adobe Captivate that you could embed in place. And you could do it with Blackboard, you could do it with different other Moodles, with different other platforms in learning management systems that you could take advantage of. So thank you so much for watching this screencast on a course of how to become a better manager, and hopefully we'll connect soon.